Two marker. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I am your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
And this is Lex back at it again with another review.
Another review, guys, dropping out to you guys. If you have not already, you know what to do, guys. Like, share, subscribe to us. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers. We are so close, guys. So like, share, subscribe to us. Line. Yeah, almost there, guys. Our finish line for the month. And thank you for making us a part of your day. Let's get right to it. Lex, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT, Mutant Mayhem.
That is a long title.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
M's too. Like I noticed, like looking at it on screen, I was like, it's a lot of M's. It's a lot of like A's and things like that. Anyways, logo's cool. The movie was cool, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem tells of a story the Turtle brothers as they work to earn the love of Nueva York City while facing down an army of mutants. Now, that's pretty much the gist of it. We knew how it was going to go already from the trailers, because to me, though, the trailers didn't give away too much. It just gave us the synopsis in a way, and I like that a lot, though. One of the things that we questioned, or me and Angela talked about a lot, was trailers give away too much, and there's a lot of depth in here that I really did not expect out of here. I'm not gonna lie. There's these emotional grasp here that I really thought was really good, calibrated on a really high level. Lex, what did you think of this, man? I mean, right off the bat, you're a huge TMT fan. What did you think of this film?
I love this movie. I can say it like comfortably. I love it, and I'm not saying like we don't look to like. I try to be more careful with how I feel about a movie, like walking out, and not just my opinions, because sometimes I can get like movie high, and then I think of movies. But no, here, like, just from top to bottom, I absolutely love this movie. The animation style, the characters that they give us. Someone pointed out, TMNT has been a franchise for quite some time, but also like for the length of time of the franchise, there's been a lot of attempts in putting this in any form of media, right? Like there's been multiple animated series that take place in Nickelodeon. There's been multiple movies, both live action, both
that's so good.
Rendered. Yeah. I honestly, like, if you think about it and you count every single sequence and every like single piece, I don't think it's the exact number, but it's like Batman level stuff, right? Like, like we see Batman pop up
different irritations,
every 4 years, every 5 years. It's kind of like that, and I gotta say this sits at least on the top end, right? Like, I don't know if it's top 3 or top 5. I gotta revisit every single piece of media on TMNT, but I think this sits at the top, both from a quality level and also how fresh it felt. Like, we've known these characters for a really long time, so kudos to them for giving us something fresh.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of elements in here that I really did like. I mean, we talk about it nonstop. Is that the comedy was there? The comedy was on point, guys. It's on point, and
I'm not very outdated. As you guys may know, based on trailers, if you guys have seen it, the voice actors are finally and actually teenagers. So you get that vibe, and it's easy to fall into the trap of like, okay, let's make comedy for teenagers alone, and then I don't know, like, we're getting to the age us, like, teenagers are annoying, right? But no, this movie had a lot of heart, had a lot of joy, and the actors who delivered those comedic lines, it just felt organic, and the type of conversations that you would have with like that funny kid that from class, right? Like, that's the type of comedy to expect here. It's not formulaic, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, this film was, I'm gonna be honest here, I really enjoyed it. It was very directed in a way to where it kind of felt like, and okay, the runtime for this movie, guys, let's put into context here. The runtime for this film is 1 hour and 39 minutes. It didn't feel that way, but in a good way, though. It's weird to say that, right? It's
longer in a good way.
Yeah, it's so weird to say that.
It's packed. I think, like you said, Ryan, like a lot of the not every,
a lot of story
in the trailers. There's a lot of surprises, and also like they cram a lot, but like there's a lot of characters, a lot more than we thought, but the focus is still the same, and I think they did a really good job at balancing that. And like, honestly, at one point I was like, I don't think this movie's 2 hours long, but I think they've given us as much content as some 2 hour long movies
jam-packed
and jam-packed. And so kudos to them for usually you feel the other way around, right? Like it's easy to feel a long time runtime.
Mhm.
Uh, we actually recently just experienced it with a Haunted Mansion, where
Oh,
like it
yeah.
definitely went too long. But here, I think they found the sweet spot. The animation style, like you said, it lends itself to like you know comparisons and
Mhm.
perhaps inspiration from something like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But
Yeah.
I think they added their own style to it enough
Yeah.
where you come out and you now recognize the visual style that
Mhm.
TMNT is going to look like for, eh, however many movies they decide to make on this. As long as they keep the creative team, this
Yeah.
exact team, I think I'm super happy and on board for all of that.
Yeah, I'm 110% on board as well. This is a very fun family film, guys. If you're a TMT fan, you are going to enjoy this. There's a few fans in there that were just cheering, we're
Oh
laughing, and
yeah, the
it's
audience was
yeah.
great.
The nostalgia is there too. So much of the nostalgia of what the OG, and more so of the reason being is that in the one of my favorite Ninja Turtle movie is got to be the second one, the live action second one that came out in the 90s. And I that film, I know there's a cult following, if you were if
Yeah,
you will, so to speak. And because the first one came out in 1990, guys, I wasn't even born yet. Lex, you
yeah.
weren't even born yet. I wasn't born until 1992, and we're not gonna say how, because me and Lex, we have a different of age, but I'm not gonna say it yet. But
It's not that big, but
the second one came out in 1991, and there's a huge following for this. The Secret of the Ooze, one of my favorite Ninja Turtle movies of all time. They even play nostalgia up to music
yeah.
of what it was back then, and the comedy is there, guys. The comedy, it's current comedy. I'm gonna start calling it now. Current comedy, ladies and gentlemen, current events. They make so many jokes that are just like goats. They're just like leveled in so many different ways to where, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the goat Drake. It's so funny
Oh
how
yeah,
they
yeah.
put it
It's
into
very
context.
modern. It
Yeah,
uses a lot of
yeah,
teenager lingo, but like I said, it
yeah.
never crosses the line of it
So
being annoying.
yeah, so watching back then the 90s version, because the 90s version, they were already adults. They weren't
Yeah,
teenagers in that perspective here. I'm not gonna lie. We go back and forth, just like Haunted Mansion, guys. If you do not like if you did not like the original, the 90s version of this Teenage Mutant Turtle, or you really did love it and you hated the Michael Bay, which I just did not like Michael Bay's version at all. It is
yeah,
what it is. But you still have the OG, just like Haunted Mansion, just like this movie. I'm pretty sure now, I'm like 90% sure you guys are going to enjoy this film. But
yeah,
the thing is, with remakes or readaptations, there's a lot going on here, right? There's a lot. It has to create this origin story, but it does it in a very subtle way to where it completes itself. Not focus so much on Shredder, which I loved. That I really did love that, because we was like, you know what? We've had enough Shredder. Nickelodeon knows that. Paramount knows that. We've had enough Shredder. But
yeah.
that's not to say, yeah,
They just offer a new take, new
yeah,
villain.
new villain,
I don't
yeah.
know, villains voiced by Ice Cube, and
Oh
I
yeah,
gotta look up and see if his character in particular has an origin, like in the roots, because I
yeah.
don't recognize him, but I do recognize like the rest of the band that they brought in. But
Mhm.
great voice cast. I think, like I
Oh
said,
yeah,
from top, there's very little for me to actually pick on this film.
yeah.
Like, not that I tried to pick on things on movies,
No, no,
but
no. Yeah,
when looking back, like I want to see it again. And
yeah.
honestly, recently, guys, I've been adding a lot of animated movies to my collection. So like I have the Spider-Verse movies. I have the Puss in Boots:
Yeah.
The Last Wish, which
Nice.
I enjoyed and loved.
Oh, that was great.
I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna add this to, like,
And
as soon as it comes out, like I'm
yeah.
gonna purchase it.
And as much as we love it, we're huge fans, guys. Movie studios out there with the SAG going on and everything, you guys need to pay the animators what they deserve.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it at that, because they all need to get paid. I know we saw some rumors about it with Sony stuff, but we're not gonna get into it. But they deserve that pay. They
yeah.
do. They deserve it. We just saw this work. We saw The Last Wish, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and they deserve it, man. There's
A
lot of
lot of
work.
work, a lot
Yeah.
of work and love goes into it. So
Yes.
absolutely, we
Yeah.
advocate for that.
Of
It,
course.
it does seem like Paramount Pictures is invested in this
Yeah.
franchise, because you guys might have seen, or if you guys are just finding out, they did announce they're gonna start development on the sequel of this film,
Damn. Yeah.
but also in the process of getting us that sequel, they ordered 2 seasons of a separate show, but with the same cast. So all the
Oh.
voice cast is coming back, and it's going to be 2D animated instead of this like mix of 2D,
Mm.
3D. It's going to be 2D animated. I'm assuming it's going to hit Paramount Plus. But that story will build up towards the sequel. So
The
I like
sequel.
that
Oh,
level of
okay.
continuity, and I
Yeah.
like that investment from a studio in a franchise. It does
Yeah.
seem like they understand that they have a special creative team. Kudos
Yeah.
to Seth Rogen, by the way. He's not the only
Yeah.
producer on the movie, but
No.
I gotta say, like Seth Rogen is building a pretty nice resume as a
Yeah.
producer. He has The Boys, Invincible, and
Hmm.
now this. Like he might have other stuff that I'm not mentioning, guys. But just think of those three names, whether it's
Yeah.
animation or live action. Like he's totally killing it. So
I mean,
kudos to him.
it's all started with a small, great comedy called Superbad. He was. I mean, he was executive producer for there too. I mean, he gets story by. That's the thing. He gets
Yeah.
screenplay and story by along with Jeff Rowe, who's our main director here, co-director. And so this film is really driven. Jeff Crow and Kyle Spears, they're both co-directors in this film, guys. And yeah, I love it. I'm loving it. They both come from animation, so there's love there. There's that history of animators and the history of directing animators as well. So definitely kudos to them, guys, and kudos to the whole team here. And this is a fantastic film. I recommend.
I hope
Yeah.
it's a hit. I hope it's a
Yeah.
movie. Summer's approaching its
Yeah.
end, so this is a great time for families to go out there.
Right before school
It's
starts.
crazy. We've had a
Yeah.
really solid summer of movies,
Yeah,
right? Like
man.
we recently finished Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I hope that does not shadow this movie.
Mhm.
I hope it gets its light in
Yeah.
the day, and they get recognized, kind of aligning with some of
Yeah.
the themes of the movie.
I think it will, because we got what do you call it? We got another. I mean, we still have a good long while, because this one has come out till next week. And so knowing that and everything, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it plans out and everything, because there's a lot of there's not really a major film besides this one coming out. So I'm excited for it. It's gonna do good. I'm pretty sure it is. There's the
I feel
following
confident
there.
too.
There's a following there, and knowing that the positive reviews, just like us, we enjoyed it. I feel like more so, and I looked it up, by the way. Regal and a lot of other theaters are giving early access to this to watch it this weekend.
Wow.
So
Nice.
it's definitely going to be a fan favorite, guys. It's definitely Paramount's putting it out early for a reason. That's all I'm saying. They're putting it out for a reason, because there's a lot of backbone into this, and they really enjoy this. They must have seen it. They must have really thought like, oh man, we hit gold. We hit gold with this. Ice Cube, I recognize his voice right away.
Yep.
It's, he plays Superfly, which is the main villain here. And I got to be honest here. I loved more Ice Cube's voice, his voice acting here, more so than the character itself, even though he obviously does play that character very well. But I just love the sayings, because you could just tell that's Ice Cube, man. Like you just tell.
Yeah, they did some homage
yeah.
to some of the things. I think they had a couple of like cameos of like
Yeah.
lyrics from his songs and stuff like that. So it's it's a nice little touch.
It's
Like
great.
you said, there's nothing wrong with the character he
Yeah.
played. But I think when you think about it, he hasn't done a lot of voice work that I understand. So I think he did a good job in that sense.
Yeah,
But
let's
I
talk about
can't
this
wait for them
cast.
to keep expanding this
Yeah.
universe. Everyone that they brought on board for the cast, like once again, they brought a little flavor to it that worked
Oh,
as
dude,
as
yes.
a package, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Master Splinter played by Jackie Chan.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good, man. I love the voice acting.
There was also a nice homage to him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Cena is here as Rocksteady. Bebop is Seth Rogen. I mean, dude, this is Paul Rudd in here. This cast is crazy. Paul Rudd also plays Mondo. Giancarlo.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito actually is in here too from The Mandalorian. So this is a huge cast in here. And then also, we cannot forget one of the stars of this main show, of course, played by April O'Neil, which I'm going to butcher the name. So can you help me out with that?
I think it's Ayo Edeberry.
Ayo Edeberry.
Sorry, Edeberry.
Edeberry.
Famously known from her work in The Bear, FX The Bear on Hulu.
Yeah.
She's great in that show, and I'm glad that she's getting involved with projects like this that potentially, like I said, it could be a franchise, and maybe in the series she shows up or whatever. But she did a great job as well.
Definitely.
April. I can't even. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there
Yeah,
was
don't
something
spoil it.
really,
Don't
really funny
spoil.
with April O'Neil.
Yeah.
That it was hilarious. It had the whole theater cracking up.
Yeah, I think once this film actually comes out in theaters, I think I'm gonna go check it out again. Definitely, I'm gonna definitely go check
Yeah.
it out again in theaters. This needs to be seen in a theater, guys. So do check
Yeah.
this out in a theater near you. But yeah, thank you for making us a part of your day. Any final thoughts, Lex?
No.
All right.
Please go watch it. Enjoy the time with the family, and let us know what you guys think. Please comment.
Yeah, and by the way, this is a film we deserved, guys. This is
Oh yeah.
the
All
refresh
got
take.
ratings. Yeah.
Loved it. Ratings. What out of 10? 10 being the highest, Lex. What do you give this rating?
I'm gonna give this a 9 right now. I think it's a very
Oh,
solid 9. Yeah.
dude! Wow. Okay, so this is me coming in from Oppenheimer, watching Barbie,
Oh, well, you
watching.
can't
Dude,
do
I'm just
that.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Right? This is I'm like having a relapse from Oppenheimer, right? I'm just this movie, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I enjoyed this film. It's a really good, solid movie. I'm gonna say Oppenheimer was a 10. I don't care. I'm holding.
I already
Yeah,
told you that. To
yeah,
me,
it's,
Oppenheimer was
yeah,
masterful.
yeah.
But
I really
I'm
enjoy
not
this
putting
film.
this next to Oppenheimer.
No, of course not. Of
No,
course not.
but
Yes.
I think it's such a fun time.
Oh, definitely, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. We do recommend this movie, guys. Obviously, we're giving it a high rating on Alamo City Movie Talk. So be sure to check this out at a theater near you. All right, be sure to like and subscribe. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
And this was Lex. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Peace.